Effective field goal. Percentage is a great.
Ah, balik ba? guys. Pabington ra ko nga shot pero dali ra pud. Dua ra. Tawa atas tari. Ang last game na crucial ang shot pero niya nagpula na gunto si Pabington. Tawa na.
Great way to measure his performance over the previous 10 games. It's been much improved, a sign that his game has been evolving.
So let's take a look at the Phoenix Suns starting lineup. Paul and Booker, the talented backcourt. Crowder and Ayton, the bigs. And it's Bridges in at the small forward position. And for the Clippers, Jackson and George, they're manning the backcourt. Morris and Zubac play together in the front court. And it's Batum in at the 3 slot. And Paul George silencing many critics with his play last postseason. Candace, do you feel he's subject to too much criticism?
You know, I think that criticism comes in many different ways. And as a star player, you know, there has not been anybody more criticized than LeBron James. And he's one of the greats in our game. So Paul George, you have to accept that as a challenge. And much is given, much is expected. And so PG, he rose to the occasion last year, and I hope he rises again this year.
Yeah, well put. Here's Jackson coming off a Suns make, and the shot goes down.
I'll tell you, Jackson's first step is dynamite. A big asset off the dribble.
We played just over a minute here in the first. Zubac with the steal. George, a deep 3. He can't hit that time. And Phoenix the other way now. The last time they came together was in Los Angeles, where they fell to the Clippers.
And obviously the whistles weren't in their favor the last time these teams met, and it cost them.
Paul passes to Ayton. Uneasy, too, on the layup.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Wow, that's a defensive breakdown. Can't do that against good scores.
Well, Candace, as someone who has played for a Los Angeles team, what do you think it's like for the Clippers now, playing away from their home these last few years?
Well, when you win and you advance in the playoffs, slowly but surely people get on that bandwagon bus. So you're going to see more and more LA Clippers fans on the road.
And so here are the Clippers. The Suns getting their last shot to go. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation there on the defense.
At the line for your Clippers. At the charity stripe.
And so he hits the technical free throw.
The consummate team player, Paul George, is an excellent leader, and he's cool to let others lead also.
Puts it up from the high post. That one falls.
You just love how reliable he is. Night in and night out, his offense is there.
The Suns have gone 3 of 3 out of the gate. Ball against George. Crowder outside. Ayton in the high post. That shot off. Great D that time from Zubac. George, right side. Hauled in by Paul. The Suns trailing. Well, the NBA looking at a mid-season tournament, but that's already off the ground in the WNBA with the Commissioner's Cup. All right, Candace, how do you like it?
Well, I would like it a lot more if my team was in the Commissioner's Cup, but it was great. I think it made, you know, regular season games that much more competitive and made playing for something in the first part of the season.
Now here's George. A real weapon on offense, averaging around 24.5 a game. And it's slammed in by Zubac.
Excellent pass, PG-13, keeping his eyes up and using his vision.
Here's Paul. The Clippers getting their last shot to go. Crowder outside. 6 on the shot clock. To the middle. They get it again. Here's Ayton. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D.
And he's just beating them to the punch on the boards right now. I mean, he's making a real big statement.
He's playing with that one extra gear so far that none of the other guys have found yet.
George's shot is off.
And for his offense, this has just been a brutal period.
Well, it feels like it's just a matter of time before a team hires a woman to be their head coach. Candace, how monumental an occasion will that be in your mind?
I think it'll be huge, but it'll be huge in the steps of how it will trickle down into other avenues of life. I think it's so important for everyone to view women as capable leaders. So the moment that step is taken, there's going to be so many more organizations and companies that hire women because the NBA did.
Is that something Candace Parker would pursue?
I lack patience, so I can't coach. I'm going to be over here with you, BA.
Where you're most welcome.
Thank you.
Kicks it out to Jackson. Pass to George. A minute 22 left in the first quarter. The three is up. The Clippers rebound.
Uncontested look. Can't fault the shot selection. He's money from there.
Crowder, the pass to Ayton. George against Paul. Crowder. Yes, and it's Paul with the assist that time.
He's so strong. Jay Crowder overcoming physical defense with great power and body control.
And there's the call on Devin Booker. That's his first foul.
These calls can be so difficult for officials to make.
The Clippers making a switch here.
Robert Covington, Norman Powell.
Pass to Jackson. And there's the drive. Clock at 6. Covington inside. He's guarded by Paul. And that one's good. Covington.
And they've come out with a fearless approach on the boards.
The Suns have gone 6 of 11 so far. George against Paul. Pass to Ayton. 19-footer. Here's Paul. Driving inside. And the layup is good off the glass.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
George against Bridges. It's George on the drive for 3. Covington. He can't get it to go. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one. The Suns on top, up 3. And back to the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out ahead in the second quarter. All right, guys, what stands out to you from the Suns in this one?
Well, it looks like hitting the boards hard was an emphasis of their attack. They knew how valuable it was to do so.
And they have the guys to do it. Play to your strengths, and they can make up for some of your weaknesses.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Suns. Bridges and Crowder holding down the forward spots. Paul and Booker, the talented backcourt. And it's McGee in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And it's the Clippers on the break for 3. Powell called in by McGee. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian, the Phoenix Suns are enduring a renaissance. Big man DeAndre Ayton said, quote, from starters to the bench players, this team is well balanced. And we compete. We challenge each other every day. To be honest, it's the best team I've ever been on throughout my career. Guys, they are confident.
That they are, Allie. Thanks.
That's the leadership they're looking for from Jackson. Staying patient, surveying the court, locates the open man.
Pass to McGee. Well, Candace, this is a question I'm sure you've heard before, but growing up, was there a player or players who you patterned your game after?
Well, honestly, I was the biggest Allen Iverson fan. So I was the center that was going out on the game, trying to throw passes like AI, trying to dribble and get get that crossover. So I really loved watching AI growing up, and C. Webb was another player. I loved his versatility. I loved his ability to get to the basket. So I'd say it's those two.
Nice.
He's explosive off 1 foot, 2 feet. Norman Powell is just an incredible athlete.
His hang time on the rim puts a sweet cherry on top, BA.
It's a close game, and those displays of explosiveness can jumpstart a team. Now here's Jackson, a go-to option for this team. He puts up nearly 17 a game. Fires from deep. Hauled in by McGee.
You gotta love how they've been crashing the boards, fighting hard for every miss.
Back to Johnson from deep. McGee against Powell. Pass to Shamet. Jacks up a 3. Sends it home from three-point land.
Three-pointer.
And it's a 5-point Phoenix lead.
From range, Landry Shamet is just a natural, has total confidence in his own abilities.
And you knew you loved basketball early on, but when did broadcasting come into the picture, Candace?
Yeah, I grew up with 2 older brothers, and all we did was debate on our couch watching basketball. So honestly, I'd like to say I've been broadcasting since I can remember, but to have an opportunity to broadcast along some of the icons in the game, players that I grew up with, and like you yourself, just listening to all the time, it's a huge opportunity. I definitely don't take it for granted.
And as your brothers would add, Candace loves to talk.
They told you to say that, huh? They put you up to that.
Time called here. Los Angeles decides to talk it over.
Yeah, hoping to tap into something that'll get them clicking.
Yeah, these guys need to work together as a team, as a unit. Try and carve out some easy buckets.
Bridges, he's checked in for Craig. All right, a chance now to take a look at the steals over the last few months for Mikal Bridges.
I get the feeling he hasn't been paying as much attention defensively as he should be. His steal numbers have dipped in the past few months. He needs to get back some of that intensity on defense.
Here's Payne. It's rebounded by Zubats.
Everything right except the finish. Have to keep focused all the way through the play.
Well, Candace, it's surprising the number of great players who struggle at the free throw line. What advice would you give them?
It's interesting. I've had this conversation with Shaq a number of times. I think it's super important. I sing as a free throw. It goes back to muscle memory. So you end up taking the thought and the mental aspect out of it and just going back to how you shot time and time again. That's the biggest thing, is continuing that routine and making a repetitive motion.
Well, we're all waiting. Let's hear your song.
I sing Song Cry by Jay-Z. Same verse every time.
Well, we're all waiting. Let's hear you sing your song.
That's for another game.
And the basket is good.
I like how Paul George comes off the screen under control, right up into his shooting motion. Smooth.
Pass to Bridges from deep three-point range. They get it back. Here's McGee, and McGee with the stuff.
Incredible work right there on the glass. Just doing all he can to extend that lead.
Hey, once you got him on the ropes, keep swinging away.
You know why? Because this defense is reeling. They had the stop there, but couldn't secure the rebound. They're still looking for answers.
And it's the Suns with the ball. After the Clippers picking up a basket just a moment ago. Pass to Shamet. 6 to shoot. A nice shot by McGee. McGee's got 8 points in the quarter.
Shutout in the first quarter. He's heating up now. I like the aggressiveness.
And I want to thank our special guest. Candace, your insights are always illuminating. Great to have you on the program.
Illuminating. It's great to be here. Thanks, BA.
All he needed was a little separation. So effective.
Boy, cleared the path, put him in position for a prime-time dunk.
That's a big-time move and a big-time finish.
They've been dominating the boards tonight, yet it's still a close game.
Here he goes. From deep. Here's Zubac. And it's slammed in by Zubac.
And that's why you don't give up on the glass.
Man, his efforts well rewarded right there.
Working hard, beating everyone to the ball. He does this night in and night out.
No one covering. Johnson's gotten himself going with a triple, his first basket of the game. Pass to man. George with it. Takes it inside. And Zubac with the basket on the assist by George. Zubac has got 8 points.
We know about George's ability as a scorer, but he's also unselfish and a skilled playmaker.
And a pretty tightly contested game here. Thank you, Allie. Good stuff. We will be right back after this break for the beginning.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the 2K. For the Suns, the first quarter was pretty even. The period came to a close with them holding a 3-point. Thanks for joining.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard. JaVale McGee has played really well.
I like how they control the tempo and play to his strengths.
And many of those quality shots have been jumpers. A very high percentage of those in the first half.
They've got Isaiah Hartenstein. Norman Powell out there with Terrence Mann. Then there's Paul George. And it's Tagum in at the 4. That's who's out there for the Clippers. And for players these days, a lack of shooting can be a big hindrance. Grant, would you be more concerned by struggles from the perimeter or the free throw line?
I'd be more concerned with struggles at the free throw line. I mean, if you struggle there, you can become very, very tentative out there on the court. And opponents can foul to force your hand.
The putback. Oh, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And force feeding the ball inside. I mean, no reason to go away from what's working.
Up top, Paul. George defending. Right side, Booker. Back to Paul. To the inside. Here's Ayton. Yes. And it's Paul with the assist that time. Paul's got 5 assists tonight.
When it's this close, every bucket matters. You need good looks.
Here's Hartenstein. Oh, and he blocks it off the glass. Wow. Paul finds Booker. Takes a 3. Rebound by the Clippers. George with it, and Bridges picks him up defensively. Powell against Booker. Back to Batum. And slammed it home, and a foul! A chance at another point at the line. Give that one to Jay Crowder.
Great floor awareness. Powell knows how to find his open teammates.
And the Clippers making a change here. Zubac is checked in. The Suns have got 2 of 3 from the floor in this third quarter. And the basket by Bridges. Bridges has got 5 points now this quarter.
A nice start to the third. 3 out of 4 and looking good doing it.
Mikal Bridges, man, has he grown in this league? Growing more and more deadly with that shot.
Yeah, I mean, he's increased the amount of threes he takes. He's gone from average shooter to a great one. A fantastic option to have out there on the wing.
And here's Crowder from the arc. Sinks it from distance.
3-point basket.
Crowder's got 7 points.
This is what Crowder loves to do. He's out there saying, set me up, please.
And it's Jackson on the take. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window.
Defensively, they've got to get more bodies in the paint. That's 3 straight field goals from below the free throw line.
Phoenix has gone 1 for 2 from outside the arc in this third quarter. Crowder outside. Back to Booker. Fires the 3. The rebound by Jackson.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
Pass to Batum. 4-3. It's good. Set up beautifully by George. George has got 3 assists in the game. The Suns have gone 4 of 6 from the floor in this third quarter. Paul passes to Crowder. Paul with it. Guarded now by George. Paul against George. Back to Crowder. Now Aiden. Paul for three. No good on the shot. They've been taking care of business.
Especially at the offensive end, where they've been totally insane.
Insane move by Paul George, a high flyer who can create in midair.
The Suns trailing. To the paint. Here's Aiden. Got a hand on it. George, a deep three. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. Aiden's got 9 rebounds now.
It's impressive how they've overcome his cold streak tonight. Everyone stepping in to fill the gap.
The kick out to Paul. Oh, and again, unable to change momentum here. Kicks it out to Jackson. Puts up a three. Gets the trifecta. And it's a 4-point Clipper lead.
You know, a little inconsistent from deep when he first entered the league. Jackson now an emerging three-point threat.
Ayton passes to Paul. A minute 42 left in the third. And Bridges, here we go. Good work there as it goes.
Oh, what tremendous focus to absorb the contact and find a way there to finish.
So for the Clippers, Hartenstein comes in for Zubats. And it's Kennard in for George. The Clippers have gone 7 of 10 here in the second half. Pass to Batum. Inside. Kennard, right side. Back to Batum. Crowder with a steal. Paul passes to Booker. Puts it up from 15. Doesn't go for him. And Los Angeles the other way now. Down low. Here's Kennard. Ooh, good finish at the rack on the slick feed. And the Clippers lead by 3.
They've toned down their three-point attack in the second half, looking to protect the lead with higher percentage shots.
And a closer look here at the hustle stats for Los Angeles.
They've been playing such pesky defense. It's been very impressive, especially all the turnovers they've caused.
Another thing, they haven't missed a beat on the fast break in either half tonight.
Covington's checked in for the Clippers. Mann comes in for Jackson, and the Suns also making a change. Craig's checked in for Bridges. Here's Mann, taking a look at his numbers, averaging about 11 a game. And he can't get that one. Paul with some nice D. Booker, the pass to Ayton. Paul drives in. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Paul's got 4 points this quarter.
What an opportunity for Chris Paul to drive the basketball. He sees an opening and cuts inside.
And that one's good, man. Extremely competitive game thus far.
Yeah, 6 lead changes in total. I expect there to be more to come.
The kick out to Paul. Ayton passes to Booker. Back to Ayton. Pass to Paul. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up.
You know, when you're as crafty as CP3, you can have longevity in this league. It all comes down to health and want to.
Paul hits them both.
He's living there tonight, a tough guy to guard without fouling. And the bonus, he's going to knock him down.
Here's Powell. No good on the buzzer beater. Mikal Bridges has been on display for the Phoenix Suns. 8 points in the quarter, showing how effective he can be. Time for a quick break, then back to the action. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
You have to love his unselfishness and ability to make those around him better.
So many good point guards in this league. So much responsibility comes with that position. That was a smart play.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. And so in the game for the Suns, Johnson is out there with Torrey Craig. Then there's Chris Paul, and then it's Landry Shamet, and it's McGee in at the center, locking down the middle. Here's Mann. He takes it in. Oh, and there's a one-hand jam. Oh, couldn't have asked for a more hotly contested game.
These teams have swapped the lead 8 times. I believe it's coming down to the wire.
Now here's Johnson. And here they come. Here's Covington. Oh, a dunk and a foul. A powerhouse move. He's got a chance for one more at the line. It's going to be on Cameron Johnson. Zubats, he's checked in for the Clippers. Paul George comes in for Kennard.
A 3-and-D wing. Covington's skill set is perfect for how players and teams play the game today.
Paul into the lane. He got a piece of it. That's a foul called on Cameron Johnson. That'll be a second foul of the game.
Second personal foul. Second team foul.
The Clippers in the lead. 60 ticks off the clock here in the fourth. George outside.
Trying to finish out the game strong. You have to recognize who has the hot hand and get him the ball.
Outside call. And the foul called on Paul George. That's his first foul. And the Suns will go for a different look here. DeAndre Ayton, he's checked in for McGee. Crowder comes in for Johnson. Bridges, he's checked in for Craig. And it's Booker in for Shaman. Booker, the pass to Bridges. Now Ayton. He's guarded by Zubats. Ayton, no good. For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 3 to open the fourth quarter. Covington finds George. And again, no good by the Clippers.
You know, we talk a lot about scoring efficiency. He's displaying the exact opposite.
And that was the right decision. When you're in need of a bucket, you go to your most trusted guys.
And it was great execution. Clutch effort all the way around.
Here's Mann. Covington passes to Zubats. Here's Mann. George with it. Covered by Crowder. Looking to get back on track. And the shot goes in.
And now almost all their points coming from the paint.
For Phoenix, they've gotten just 1 shot to fall out of 3 attempts in the fourth. Out to the wing. Oh, George with a steal. Oh, and the fast break for the Clippers. And the jam by George.
So far, George's competitive play has worked well. He's getting just about everything to fall.
George against Paul. Pass to Ayton. Over Zubats. Ayton, no good.
That's a shot he'd like back. He's usually going to make those.
Timeout called, the Clippers.
It may be a players' league, but the coaches obviously play a big part as well.
Yeah, if that weren't the case, you wouldn't see so many coaching changes in the offseason.
Jackson, he's checked in for Mann. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
During that last break, Coach Tyronn Lue had some advice for the team. In the huddle, he reminded them, quote, "This would be a huge statement if we can finish this off, but we have to stay focused until that final buzzer. It would be a big upset if they can hold on, guys."
And Allie, thanks. Time called here. Los Angeles decides to talk it over. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth. Jackson against Paul. Outside Covington. Here's the three. And again, the Clippers missing.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Outside Paul. Oh, the teardrop falls in.
I love seeing Chris Paul come alive on these possessions. He's an exceptional shooter who does not back away in big moments.
Now here's Jackson with the drive. George passes to Zubats. Inside. Here's Jackson. And Ayton pulls it down. Ayton's got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating. And there's the foul. It'll go on Norman Powell. That's his third foul of the game. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Crowder outside. Bridges passes to Aiden. Now here's Crowder. Shot clock at 6. The Suns need to get off a shot over Covington.
The defensive versatility Covington provides is huge. He's able to guard multiple positions with his length and speed.
Here's George, and the jam by George.
Big points as the stakes rise, so does George's impact on the game.
Paul for 3. Yes, and it's Booker with the setup. Paul's got 5 points now this quarter.
Talk about stepping up. I mean, that is a huge three-pointer.
That's what you have to do. Clutch shots, clutch shooters, they come through in those positions.
Here's Bridges, and it's Bridges with the jam.
An aggressive move to a strong finish.
He is just unwilling to settle. He gets right to the rim and makes sure they come away with points.
Now here's Jackson. In transition, here come the Suns. Paul with it, picked up by Powell. And Aiden gets it to go. And the Suns lead by 2.
Wonderful find by Paul. This offense relies on him to make those kind of plays.
Jackson pass to Powell. Now here's Covington, covered by Crowder. Here's George. Money.
Whoa, that is as clutch as it gets. Big time play.
This is why we all watch. The NBA is about these moments.
Now here's Paul. Pass to Aiden. Knocked loose. In transition, here come the Clippers. Oh, and then dunk by George.
No moment is ever too big for Paul George. He remains confident in the clutch.
George against Paul. And here's Aiden. Yeah!
The BA, when he gets the rim in his sights, it's tough to stop.
So aggressive and a determined finisher. Nice. Now here's Jackson. Count it!
That's what Jackson's doing right now. Supreme confidence in the clutch.
And the game isn't over yet, but they have to move quickly.
You know what? They're focused right now. Every possession has to yield points.
Now George. And they foul intentionally. Now they're going to have to do that again. They're not in the penalty just yet.
Yeah, you had to do that. I mean, you can't allow them to dribble out the top.
And that's an intentional foul.
I can't believe that took so long. They needed to foul much sooner.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead.
You know, he was the 24th pick in 2011. I think it's safe for us to say Jackson's outplayed that draft slot. There's the knockout blow. No chance of getting up off the canvas now.
Phoenix calls timeout. They're trailing by 4. 7 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
An uphill battle for them. Everything has to go perfectly.
They also need to get the best shot you can as quickly as you can, and then immediately foul.
7 seconds left to play in the fourth. For 3, Booker. So a close game sees the Clippers taking this one. Boy, they didn't make...
Wasay shooting, oy. Unsa man eh. Davao, okay. Ha? 1-2. Piso sa game. Ay rematch sa game. Ha? Itsa ganyan gulo.
It'll be hard for either side to score tonight, Greg.
We causing a commotion. Shooting yung ay biyaan naman ni mo